Hey guys, it's Ellen here and welcome to my channel. So it's Friday and usually I do Floral Fridays. I've been doing a lot of Christmas, but right now I'm doing back to Floral Friday. We're going to do some fun, kind of abstract, loose roses using the oval brush. Naturally I go over this step by step, but it's just really an exercise on playing with wet and wet, removing paint, adding paint, scraping paint, all that kind of fun stuff. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section so I can try and answer them. Also, check out my Patreon. I have ad-free videos, traceables, exclusive tutorials on Thursdays, and live stream in the top tier, as well as a download for me. It's just a place people go and support my channel, which I appreciate so much. You can find out about it 1 second right up here. Boop. And if you haven't hit the bell notification button, please do so you know my tutorial's up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So without further ado, let's get to painting. Alright guys, I'm going to go over supplies. I have a piece of Arche 100% cotton cold pressed paper taped down with Scotch tape. Magic tape. I like to use Scotch magic tape on just a thick piece of cardboard. This is probably like a 7 by 10 inch size. We're going to be working with the oval brush today. I'm using Princeton Neptune 1/2 inch oval. It's got a great point. You can make tons of great petals and leaves, stems from this. It's fantastic. Paper towels, water jars are up here. They're dirty and disgusting, but I like them anyway. And then the paints, and I go over them as I use them in paper towels. So I've already mixed up some reds. I used cadmium yellow deep and quinachradone magenta, and I'm going to mix up some greens and then have them all ready to go. You want to have your stuff kind of ready to go, and then you can always just add on a little bit later. So I'll take some yellow. I'm using like a crappy brush to mix up my colors, and then I'll use my peacock blue for like a nice pretty green. Grab some more blue. I need a fair amount of this color. So now it's getting more like a turquoise. I'm going to add some Prussian blue. And I'll go back and I'll add some yellow. Get a nice deep dark green. I'll go in and I'll grab some burnt umber and put that in there too. And I'm going to be using some of this neutral tint color. And I will be using the burnt umber. Just activating that. And I'll probably be using some Prussian blue. Okay. So, we're going to paint some roses using this oval brush. There's no traceable, none of this stuff. It's called practicing with your materials. And it's abstract, so if it doesn't look great, like a perfect rose, it's not supposed to be. So just going to show you some like ways that I would do it. Okay, so I'll get some water on my brush. I'm going to water down this pinkish red color that I have. A little more water actually, get really light. So I'm just going to be showing you some strokes that I would do. So I'm going to start like down here. I'm going to start with a rose here. And I'm just going to kind of curve the paint, right? And then I'll curve it again here. And I'll curve it here. Just the beginnings of the rose, not the actual rose. Putting in the first swaths of color. See? Now use it. I like to go like this with the tip. So you can feel like the shape, the size. I'm going to grab some more color. I'm going to put some color down here. And up over here. See, I'm just kind of going like this movement like this with the brush and then pushing down over here. And then I think I'm going to do another one kind of up in the corner here. So again, just kind of put a little dot, kind of a curve. And I use the point this way. So you see those points? Get a little more color on here. just really loose. It's kind of like that. And then up here I'll put like a little bud. So that's like a little movement like this, you see? So that's the first wash of the light color. You can even make it lighter by adding some water to it. See? I'm really kind of just washing it down. So it's really light. Even in here. I can go back in and add some nice bright pink. I might actually add a little bit of yellow to that. More blush. See? Still wet. I'm just kind of playing with adding color in here. And then some down here. I haven't done my dark interior yet of the rose. You know, the layers of the petals. I'm just kind of like washing in color. So it's still looking a little peachy keen. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Okay, we can kind of play around with adding some leaves and whatnot down below. So I have that green. I might actually make it a little bit more darker. I'm gonna add some more blue. And a little bit of this neutral tint to it. So, just gonna take it, the brush, see I'm holding it like this on its side, and I'm just gonna go like that. I love the point. You just move this expression like that. Gonna go right up in here in this color here. Now you need to mix a lot. See, I'm running out of color already because this paper is just like a sponge. Grab me some more yellow and some brown. I want more of that blue kind of tone and some neutral tint. Again, up, down, just kind of like that, up, down. See how I did that? With the sound effects and everything. Can even just grab some of this neutral tint color, this blackish gray tone. Put in the leaves like that. Still very wet on wet. It's dry over here, so you can see some dry brush happening, right? Kind of fun. We're going to be doing some of that technique where I remove paint and add paint. I love doing that. This is still super wet, so I'm going to go back in. Like I said, if you wanted to make it more of like a red rose, it's going to bleed. Give it that real abstract kind of quality to it. See, I'm just doing this line so you can see it's still bleeding because it's very wet. And like I said, don't worry about it if it doesn't look exactly like. I'm going to put a little line there. Trying to give you the idea of layering. Could even add some brown in there. I'm still kind of bleeding. Gonna push that paint around. Gonna show him who's boss. Can remove some of that paint. See how I can remove it? You lift with your brush. Get some of that wetness up. You're just kind of playing, removing, adding, removing, adding. Get my brush clean. I do want to put some greenery in here in between. So I'm going to add some of that, maybe a little more neutral tint. Just kind of breaking up the flowers a little bit. Get that green going in there. Neutral tint. And I've got that bud up there, but I want to add some more color to that. Some red bud. Line here and a little line here. You got the little bud. And then I'm going to do, let that dry a little bit, and I'll do the stem with the leaf attached to that. This is still super wet. You can see it's kind of bleeding like this. You can take this brush, just clean it off, and remove some of the paint next to the leaf. See that? And you get more of a sharper line if you wanted to do that. I like the removing and the adding. It's kind of fun. Gonna grab some more of this paint and kind of go out this way now, kind of closing up the rose. Putting some more out here. Coming back in with that reddish pink color. Right? Just take the tip, curve, and push down, curve. Still kind of bleeding up here, going out like that. We're trying to make the layers of the rose. And remember, it's abstract, it's supposed to be fun, it doesn't have to look serious, right? You can even add some shadowing with this neutral tint over here on the side. All right, I'm going to take some of this neutral tint, water it down, kind of push this paint around down in here. There's a reason and rhyme to my method. Could add a little pink to it. See how I do that washing away method? I'll put some color in here while I'm at it. Some green, some more leaves over here. Could even be like neutral tint mixed in with that. Just this nice deep color. That's why I like this brush. You can just flip it and turn it, and you've got the. I'll grab some more yellow, Prussian blue. Gotta make that deep green again. You gotta mix a lot of paint, guys. It's looking more like a olive green instead of, there we go, blue green. Still damp. I might bleed a little bit, but I'm going to put, see, the leaf, little leaf. And then I'm going to connect the stem, going down. Choo. You could put another one kind of like floating up in here, out this way. Put a leaf, leaf, some more leaves. This is the fun part, right? I'm going to grab this neutral tint, kind of go on the side here. Put something up in here, and it feels like this left-hand corner was missing something. Right-hand corner, I'm losing it. And I'll take the tip. You see how I make this little, you know, like it's in like the rose bush kind of, you know, with the vines kind of going around. And I grab the neutral tint. And some dark shadowing down here, the green, just pushing here, whoosh, whoosh. A really dark color right there. And again, the leaves. I'll put some in here. I'm mixing that neutral tint with the green. It's pretty dark. Okay. Still kind of damp. Right in here. It's creating some kind of, I'm going to lift up some of the paint now. So I'm going back in. Some water and kind of lifting up like a mop. See, lift, touching the paper towel. Just going to change that rose again. Feel like it needs a color. I'm going to add a little brown to this red. I feel like it's goofy, kind of bright, not real in nature. So I've added a little bit of brown to this red. See, I'm getting there. It's fun to do this, right? You see how I'm doing the movement? It's like ch, ch. It's kind of in a box. If you think about it that way, it's a box. And then, you know, I'll take like the black, a little bit of red from the center. Grab some of this, the outer color. you know, it's a rose in my opinion. This one's a little goofy now. I want to fix this. I'm going to take some water. Now you can leave the white space like this, but I'm going to kind of bleed it out. So I grab some water and I'm just kind of pushing that paint around the leaves, kind of like making the flower lose itself on some of the leaves over here. Just want to play around with it, see what happens. You might have liked it the way it was and say, why would you do that? So you don't have to do that. You can watch me do it and say, no, I'm not doing it. I'm going to leave that space the way she had it. I like to play around. You can grab some more water and remove it with paper towel too. You get some nice, see that, look at that. You get that little blob that came out. It has a hard edge from before. These are fun and great, to me, happy accidents. I just like that. I like how it does that. Other people may not appreciate it or like it. Adding a little pink in here. I'm going to add some brown and yellow. Lose a little something. And yellow in here. And brown. Change the color up a little bit. Over in here too. It's fun. Now this section in here is kind of like getting a little muddled. I'm going to remove some of the paint and I'll go add some. So I want to put the green back in there. Prussian blue, umber. Do a nice leaf. Maybe a little more brown and black. You like these nice little sprays of stems that can come out, come down, see? I just love it. It feels like more movement. Yeah, I feel like that got muddled in there a little bit, but that's okay. And then I'll go back and fix this rose here. I feel like that stem looks a little goofy, so I might remove it and go back and add it. All the fun things you can do. See, then that might come out too much. Just took the paper towel and kind of played around with taking it away. Really, this is just a playing exercise. We haven't done one of these abstracty, I would, practice watercolor. Gonna add some more yellow green now. Brighten it up. Some bright green in here. So this is how I would create a simple kind of rose abstract. You might say, duh, I don't like it. It's kind of all bled, right? So I can kind of remove some of the paint. And that rose just changed again. Removing some of it. Same thing in here. Removing it and adding it. Removing it and adding it. That's what I do. Having a little fun. Remove and add. Remove and add. It's a constant battle. Looks a little too much up here. Can also do some scraping with the card. The leaf. If you have a leaf here. with that. Don't be afraid to play. Now, I think I don't like how this got eaten up on the side over here. I am going to remove some of this. Put some of the red back in. It got eaten alive from the rose. Maybe I'll put a little bit of red down here too. Like there's one that's kind of in the corner down here. You can't really see. I don't know if I like it, but we'll see. Maybe not. I might remove. Just kind of play around. See what happens. If I like it or not. Maybe add another little bud here. And a little tiny one here. Bright pink. That lime green. So it's brightened it up a little bit. Getting a little darker. And that's how I would do it. You know? That's just a fun little exercise, playing around. Now, like I said, you might not particularly like this. It might be not your cup of tea, but kind of how I like to play around. I'm thinking here I got a little too dark, but that's okay. You can always play around with that. I'm going to add a little more red. Yeah, I mean, that's just how I would do it. A little more red tones in here. And we have our abstract roses. So if you wanted to have like a pretty rose painting to give away for somebody for the holiday, want to do even more red. These are a little more pink, but you can do red. Or if you're getting ready to do something for Valentine's Day, which is around the corner from Christmas, and you want to start prepping now. See, I'm mixing all these colors and making more of an orange. Just playing with color in here. I don't know, I got to stop at one point, right? You ask yourself, you got to stop. I think I'm going to stop now. I can just put another leaf in here and call it a day. I might have got a little too dark down here. I might just go in and remove some of this paint. Yeah. Get that lighter. The removal, and you get this really kind of cool effect. You use that paper towel. And lift up some of the paint here. Just lift it up. So that's that, guys. Let's see how it looks. And you know, when it dries, you can go in and take like, you know, a smaller brush. Let me see, I have my Princeton. The new 8. Just grab this neutral tint. You can make a little nice, pretty, fun, skinny little lines. Dry brush or not. Go out here, make some stems and some nice, pretty lines. It's just going to add another element to your painting. You know, something like that. You don't have to do that. So let's remove the tape. Voila! Abstract roses. Now I'm thinking it's still kind of muddled in here. I personally might go back in and play around with, you know, taking some of the paint out. It's up to you how you want to do it. I'm just giving you ideas. See, it's a little too dark again there. I don't know why I keep having trouble with this section, but I do. Sometimes I even have trouble. Get a little bit lighter up in here. It needs to be a little bit lighter here. So I'll just get some water, paper towel. I'll play around with that for a little bit. Whee! You know, and then I might just go in and add one little swipe here. That's just me. So play around with guys. Have fun with it. Don't go too crazy. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be torture, you know. Scrape, paint, take it, remove it, move it around. That's what I do. It's just the way I do my roses for this abstract look. So have a great weekend. Try not to stress out and just enjoy what you're doing. Take care, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.